Come on in here, family. Come on in here. We got a little lesson today. You check me out. You see me? Still war captive. You feel me? Still at war. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. Let me check this time. Yep. 3:30. Alright. So today I got this little lesson for us real quick. It ain't gonna take but a couple minutes, man. You know what I mean? I just want to set the record straight. Make it clear, you feel me? Because we got a lot of people out there that want to push the wrong narrative. You feel me? Want to push lies on the community. You feel me? They want to use black historical scholarship to support their position, but they lying on the scholarship. You feel me? So I see you. Check you out. You know what I'm saying? So they up here lying on the scholarship. You know what I'm saying? Y'all see me? Y'all see me? But yeah, they lying on the scholarship, family. So today we're gonna check this. We just gonna do a little excerpt out of this book. Nothing major, quick little. I don't know if you can see it. This They Came Before Columbus by Ivan Van Sertima. You feel me? So quick little excerpt out of this book. I'm gonna take y'all. For those of y'all that got this book, you know what I'm saying, you can follow along with me. Is They Came Before Columbus by Ivan Van Sertima. You feel me? So I'm gonna take y'all to this page 23. About to go to page 23. I don't know if you can see it. You feel me? Page 23. Alright? And I'm gonna read from like the middle part. Like around here somewhere. On page 23. So from page 23 of They Came Before Columbus by Ivan Van Sertima. You feel me? We're gonna read from that part real quick. You feel me? It says, inspired by this discovery of the Southern Sea, Balboa and his men decided to push further south along the isthmus under the shadow of Kirakura. They came upon an Indian settlement where, to their astonishment, they found a number of war captives, black men of military bearing who were waging war with the natives from some settlement in the neighborhood. Now, mind you, it says they was waging war. For those of y'all that just checked in, this Day Came Before Columbus by Ivan Van Sertima. You feel me? So they was waging war. It says Balboa asked the Indians whence they got them, from where they got them, and they could not tell, nor did they know more than this. The men of this color were living nearby, and they were constantly waging war with them. These were the first Negroes that had been seen in the Indies. So these are the first black people that these white folks seen when they got here, and these was captives by Native Americans. This out of They Came Before Columbus. It's on page 23. You feel me? First black folks they seen over here, they was waging war with the Native Americans. I'm going to read on a little bit. It say, Peter Martyr, the historian of America, reports on this remarkable meeting between the Spanish explorers and the blacks of Darien. The Spaniards, wrote Martyr, found Negroes in this province. They only live one day's march from Kirakura, and they are fierce. It is thought that the Negro pirates from Ethiopia established themselves after the wreck of their ships in these mountains. The natives of Kirakura carry on incessant war with these Negroes. Incessant war. That means it don't stop. Just keep going. You feel what I'm saying? Massacre or slavery is the alternate fortune of these peoples. That's page 24. That's page 24 out of They Came Before Columbus. And I got one more little section for you, or two more sections for you real quick. The other one is, it says, his comment also makes it clear that the African settlement was large enough to enable its members to wage wars of aggression or defense within the hostile environment in which they found themselves. So what the historians say, it was a hostile environment. They didn't say it was all happy-go-lucky, we was kumbaya, dancing around fires with these Native Americans. It said it was a hostile environment. You feel me? Let me see. What else? Let me wave at y'all real quick. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. This is the last little section I'm going to read out of this book. For those of y'all that just came on, this Day Came Before Columbus by Ivan Van Sertima, and I'm reading from page 24. You feel me? Hostile environment. It says, an encounter with New World Negroes was also reported off Colombia. Fray Georgia Garcia, a priest of the Dominican order who spent 9 years in Peru, the early 16th century, pinpoints an island off Cartagena, Colombia, as the place where the Spanish first encountered blacks in the New World. Once again, it says this, once again, as in Balboa incident in Darien, the blacks were found as captives of war among the Indians. Now, this is twice. This is two whole different places in the New World. The first time was when they first got here. You feel what I'm saying? When they first got here and they saw them. And this is a whole different time in a whole different place. You feel me? Where these Native Americans was waging war with African people. You know what I'm saying? A hostile environment, as a historian said. For those of y'all who want to know, you know what I'm saying, just get this book, They Came Before Columbus, by Ivan Van Sertima. Y'all can go to page 23 and 24 and you can read what I just read to you. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to set the record straight, because you got people out there talking about we was kumbaya and getting along and dancing around fires with these people, when the reality of it is we was warring with these people. You feel me? And historians already set the record straight, number one. And number two, you got people out here lying on the scholarship that's already been set straight. You feel me? So, you know, I don't know if y'all recall, but he said there was not one instance. We got multiple instances right here. So just want to let y'all know that, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all checking in with me, Black family. Y'all, hey, check me out. You know what I'm saying? My brother made this for me. Still at war captive, you feel me? But yeah, I just wanted to let y'all know, you know what I'm saying? I just wanted y'all to see that, you feel me? Set the record straight on these frauds and these fakers. All right, Black family, I'll check out with y'all.
I do have a bias. I've always looked at the culture, liked it. Nothing comes before African culture because I'm an African. But once I got older and began to learn in history that we had traveled to the Americas and to the West long before the Europeans, and saw that we brought the technology from Kemet and through to West Africa all the way into Mexico and various areas over here, and that there was no history whatsoever on any piece of paper of any conflict of black people and red people prior to the European attempt to exterminate the Native Americans and prior to them coming to enslave African people due to the fact they were in the process of trying to exterminate Native Americans. When I realized that, I said, you know what? Even though I know that Africans have to realize that we have to protect ourselves first, there is a group of people that historically we can look at and see that our entire history prior to any contact with Europeans was a positive history happening. And through my study of history, through my study of really the brother that does a lot of history on the day of coming before Columbus was Ivan Van Sertima, and also the African presence throughout the diaspora is Renoka Rashidi. If you look at the history of the world, would we say that there's some connection between the cultures? There's no question about it. I've been to Ethiopia, the heartland of Ethiopia, where the land where time began. I've seen people doing dances with the feather of Mayat on their head and with the dress that was so reminiscent of Native American culture. It shocked me. It's clear that there's a transition of culture across a long period of time where there's some relationship. But at any rate, no matter how you slice it, it wasn't a negative relationship.
I have a theory, though, of why Native women ain't got no ass. I've tested it, science. It's our dances. It's our ceremonial dances. When you really think about it. Shit. Yeah. She knows what I'm talking about. Shit. She right. I never noticed. Because when you think about it, our centuries of ceremonial dancing, what did we do? We didn't have the moves that was developing the hips and ass, no. It was all about that footwork. Right? I just got out of midwinter ceremony like a month ago, and I was looking around and I was like, we must have been titty people. Because we got this thing called lady shuffle, right? And all you do is shuffle your feet. Now I'm a big pervert and I was just staring at everybody's tits the whole time. There's a lot of the young girls. It seems like the more your titties is bouncing, the more traditional you're being.
I'm just sharing real history here. It's not speculation. The Native Americans played no substantial or reasonable part in the enslavement of African people, period. Their worst fear is because of the historical precedent of us getting along with Native Americans and Hispanics. Their worst nightmare is that the Hispanic realizes they really are descendant of Native Americans and wants a vendetta to deal with this Euro that came over to his hemisphere unannounced and unwelcome. And the Africans who were brought over here by these same Europeans say, you know what? I'm sick of these white folks. We're going to deal with them. And collectively attacking them at the same time. Not that we are best friends or anything like that, but we both have a similar vendetta. If that were to occur, it would be a complete, absolute, devastating situation for Europeans. These are not the people who enslaved our people. They're not. It just doesn't make any sense to make the argument. It's ridiculous. These are not the enemy race of our people. It's a race of people we don't need to have to fight. The Native American is not an enemy to African people and doesn't have to be. Before the Europeans came to Africa and enslaved us, for thousands of years, African people had relations with Native Americans. There's not one historical example of a war or a conflict between the two groups.
Vasco Nunez de Balboa on September 25th in the year 1513, coming down the slopes of Caracua, which is in Darien, which we now call Panama, actually saw two tall black men among the Native Americans. The Spanish were startled. These men were about 1.5 feet taller than the Native American. They were exceedingly black. They had a different texture of hair, different features. And they asked the Native Americans where these black men come from, and they said, we don't know, but they're in a large settlement nearby, and we're waging war with them, and we've captured these two. Several people commented that. Peter Martyr, one of the first historians of America, said that these black people must have been shipwrecked long ago from Africa and had taken refuge in these mountains.